welcome you back for the second episode of the Kedisara Coffee with Teens. So thanking all of you who watched our first episode, and first I would like to welcome Lithira Pereira and Rividu Pereira who would be joining with us to proceed this chat. First, let's take a look back at the ICC T20 World Cup final held between Australia and New Zealand, and then let's do a preview of the West Indies tour of Sri Lanka starting from the 21st of November. The first question for night. Now, last week we saw New Zealand lost the T20 World Cup final and Australia won their first maiden T20I title. So, Lithira, what do you think? What really affected New Zealand to lose this match?
Well, I think New Zealand was just 15 to 20 runs short, and if Kane Williamson really batted throughout the 20 overs, I think New Zealand would have posted a more challenging total, and maybe they would have won the match as well. And Ish Sodhi, he did not really bowl well, if the bowling department has really performed, I think New Zealand may have had a chance to win the final.
So, Rivindra, what do you think? Do you agree with Lithira here or not?
Well, to be very honest, I think it was just a matter of luck when it came to the final, because we have seen previous finals as well. Sri Lanka losing the 2011 World Cup in a close margin. See, it all revolves around luck as well. But as Lithira said as well, New Zealand could have posted a challenging total because they had performed very well. But also at the same time, David Warner came into form and he performed really well. I think that really helped Australia to make a comfortable victory.
So, the 2022 World Cup is going to be held in Australia. But the most shocking news is 2024 T20 World Cup is going to be held in USA. Why has ICC taken this decision to play the 2024 World Cup in USA? This is a very big tournament. It's a World Cup, not a domestic cricket tournament or a small cricket tournament. This is a World Cup. So why do you think has ICC taken this decision?
Well, I think it's a very brave decision, to be honest, because USA have been emerging throughout the past years. We have seen many new players, we have seen many new records coming from USA. I think it's a very good approach because to the western part of the world, cricket is kind of a new sport. We don't see USA players, we don't see cricket in USA mainly. I think it's a very good approach to start a World Cup directly from a country like USA.
So the next question, 2026 T20 World Cup. It's a happy news for Sri Lankans and Indians too. 2026 World Cup, T20 World Cup is going to be held in Sri Lanka and India. So as a Sri Lankan, what do you feel after hearing this?
Yes, I'm really excited, because playing in Sri Lanka, especially for the Sri Lankan players, playing in home conditions, it's really great because they are really, they know the grounds well. So I think Sri Lankans have a really good chance to win the 2026 World Cup because home conditions, they know the grounds pretty well. So yeah.
Now let's take a look at the West Indies tour of Sri Lanka. Now currently West Indies at the test ranking, they are at the position of 7 and we are at the position of 8. So now actually if we see West Indies, if West Indies win this series, they are going ahead of the rankings. And if we win this series, I think we have a great possibility of winning this series. So if we win, we also move up in the ranking, and especially this is of the World Test Championship. Only India and England, as I remember, has played this tournament yet. So if Sri Lanka win it, actually we can go till second or third if Sri Lanka win both, containing 120 points, because if a team win a match, they get 60 points each. So can Sri Lanka win this match?
Yes, of course, Sri Lanka has the talent, and it's just we have to perform, and if we do the little things right, I think Sri Lanka will be able to win.
Rikta, what do you think with a young team like this, can we win the match?
Well, I think the current national team is mainly with young players, and also young players are mainly into the white ball cricket because what we saw was ODI and mostly T20s. There were not many ODI matches or else test matches during this year. So I think it's a new opportunity to all the new players to experience test matches, because test matches are considered to be the highest form of cricket, which tests you, like which tests patience, everything. So I think we definitely have a chance, because it's in Sri Lanka once again. It's their home ground. They have practice, and also most importantly, they have our support. They have the support of Sri Lankan fans. So I think Sri Lanka definitely has a chance to win.
Now let's see. The spirit of cricket has always gone around on Test cricket, but now for the past few years it has changed. Such as Test cricket has been changed into ODI, and ODI has changed into T20. We see franchise cricket such as IPL, BPL, CPL, PSL, and many more, and LPL also, Lankan Premier League, which is going to be held in next month. And mainly T20 cricket has now changed into T10. Currently, the T10 league is also being held in UAE. So, Ravindra, what do you think? Now, young generation doesn't have a chance to play these matches and witness this. The start of the innings, the start of cricketing history has been named in Test cricket, but now it has changed to four leagues, four tournaments, such as if we take T10 and T20 ODI. So, what do you think? How will this affect for the future of cricket?
Well, yes, so in Sri Lanka, when it came to Sri Lankan cricket, our players always got the chance simply from 4-day matches and 3-day matches and whatnot. But when it comes to the last few years, mainly due to the COVID-19 and also the Easter Sunday attacks, might be cricket had a halt. Well, we don't find any 4-day matches going on right now, and even the 3-day matches, even the first class matches are not being held as much as it was there. And also, when it comes to big matches, we don't find any big matches happening right now. So I think that is a huge lack to the spirit of cricket, because we will be lacking players who don't have a chance to bat a long innings, because T10 league is just 10 overs, 20 is just 20 overs. So we need players who can also bat and bowl for a long innings.
So, Lithra, what do you think? Does the things Duvaiya said, does this really affect? Now we see young cricketers such as Badum Nisang is from school cricket, and many more youngsters. So, what do you think? Is big matches lacking, and are these shortest format of cricket? What do you think about the future of cricket?
Well, I what you said, not having big matches and not having big matches really affected the school cricket, and so that's why, yeah.
So now let's look at the two squads of Sri Lanka and West Indies. The West Indies squad. The West Indies squad has players with more experience and some players who are debuting and a little bit of experience. So let's just see who are the most experienced players of the West Indies squad. The first is the skipper, Craig Battery. Then Shai Hope, he has a very good record in Sri Lanka as well as in Asia. Then Jason Holt has played many franchise cricket and also Test cricket. Then the fast bowling squad, Shannon Gabriel, Kemar Roach, and the spin bowler and batting all-rounder, Roston Chase. So they contain these players with very much experience. So how do you think these players will affect Sri Lankan young side how will they give a very good challenge for this young side? What do you think?
Well, I think it's a win-win situation for both teams, because even in the Sri Lankan squad, we saw Dinesh Chandimal and Angelo Matthews being added. So it's a win-win situation for both. Even in West Indies team, there are many experienced players. There are few experienced players, and also they have given the chance to the youngsters. Even in the Sri Lankan squad, what we see is the same. We have seen seniors also in the squad as well as youngsters. So this should be a win-win game, and this will actually give an opportunity to the youngsters from the West Indies team actually to go out of their home region to play in Asia. And also I think it is a good exposure for Sri Lankans as well.
So I want to ask from Mithra here about the West Indies squad, but the Sri Lankan squad. Now they have had Angelo Matthews and Dinesh Chandimal. They have not played in the past few years, Test cricket for past few years, and some big names are also there. Dimuth Karunaratne as the skipper, as we know. Dhananjay De Silva. And the rising star of Sri Lanka cricket, Charita Salanka, has been also added. He will be debuting for Sri Lanka as a test player. And now Niroshan Dikpal has been Sri Lanka's best keeper for the past few years. But now since he's not there, there are many changes to do so now. They have taken to the squad Kamil Mishara, a youngster who scored good 98 runs in the Pakistan A series, and Vinod Banukar. So how do you think? How will these youngsters give a challenge to the best or most experienced West Indies side? What do you think?
Though the Lankan team has like most of the youngsters, the youngsters itself they have been in the system, they have been playing cricket, so I think that would not be a big issue. And like there are debut young players like Kamil Mishra, Charita Salanka, who can can play long innings. So yeah.
So then let's talk about Mickey Arthur. Now Mickey Arthur has made a statement saying, sad news that this is the end of the road with SL after the West Indies series. And he has said, I know SL cricket has been a better place more than I started. So Rindu, what do you think? Now we saw some players in the past days saying we are sad that Mickey Arthur is leaving. What is the bond with players and why do they say like this? What do you think?
Well, I think during Mickey Arthur's tenure as Sri Lanka's coach, Sri Lanka became a very disciplined team. We saw many players coming in and going out, but at the same time, the players who stayed with the team know about his training. There was a very specialist training which happened. I think the players had to run a lot, and there was fitness increasing. There was many increasements in fitness and in discipline. Mostly the discipline is what actually made the Sri Lankan team to come together, and I think that credit directly goes to Mickey Arthur.
So Mickey Arthur has been a very well-known coach for the past few years. He has been coaching the Australian cricket team, Pakistan cricket team, as far as I can remember, I think the South African cricket team too. So now, Ritra, what do you think? The end of contract of Mickey Arthur, how does this affect the Sri Lankan cricket team?
I think Mickey Arthur has been a really good coach since the last few years. Sri Lanka team has been with him for maybe more than two years, I think. So his resigning would mean that it's a big loss for the Lankan team and maybe for the fans as well.
So now Mickey Arthur is leaving. So there should be another replacement for the Sri Lankan side. So now in the past week, Muttai Muralidharan has said the next head coach should be Roshan Mahanama. And there are some players, some past coaches that people say that they could be the Sri Lanka's next head coach. They are Naveed Namas and Graham Ford. Roshan Mahanama, as we all know, has been a world-class player for Sri Lanka. Has played 52 tests and 213 ODIs, and also has worked as ICC match referee. And Naveed Namas has been the coach of the Bangladesh under-19 side when they won their first maiden ICC under-19 World Cup title. And Graham Ford has also coached Sri Lanka for the past few years. So Rindu, what do you think? Out of these three, who should be the Sri Lanka's next head coach, or is there another nominee as you think who can be?
Well, my personal belief is that all players are better, all players are good, all these mentioned names are very good, and also when it comes to Roshan Mahanama, he is close to home. He has been an exceptional player for Sri Lanka. I think he also has the guts to be the next head coach of Sri Lanka. But at the same time, I think Mahela Jayawardena, he was also a consultant for Sri Lanka during the T20 World Cup. I think he was an inspiration to all the players. So he is also Mahela Jayawardena. He could also be a nominee. I think if he's watching this program, please do take that chance. Please come to Sri Lanka as the head coach. I think that would be better and that would give a real hope to Sri Lanka.
Sridhara, what do you think?
Yeah, I think like Rindoya said, Roshan Mahanama has the potential to take up the head coach position, and I think Graham Ford has also worked with the Sri Lankan team, so he also knows the culture of the Sri Lankans, and he can adjust to the Sri Lankan conditions. So I think Graham Ford will mostly be the head coach of the Sri Lankan team.
Morning today, the Island Sports website has posted saying Rangana Herath, Lasit Malinga, Nuwan Kulasekara and Mahela Jayawardena can be named by the Sri Lankan cricket as the next consultants of the Sri Lankan cricket team for the next 2 years. But however, we'll leave it for Sri Lankan cricket and let them decide who should be the best. LPL is going to be happen in the next month, December 2021. So this is the second edition of the LPL, and it is held between 5 teams. Many foreign most experienced cricketers such as Chris Gale, Safraz Ahmed, and many are participating in this. So what do you think, Ravindu Iyer? How does LPL becomes a great effect on Sri Lanka's cricketing future? What do you think?
Well, as a new sporting franchise cricket tournament in the world, I think this is actually a good experience and exposure to all Sri Lankan youngsters, because we see many Sri Lankans also, many young Sri Lankan cricketers also being selected into teams. I think this is also a very big opportunity to the youngsters to get experience from foreign players, and also one more thing, that they get a chance to perform to a very big audience. LPL will not only be watched by Sri Lankan cricket fans, but cricket fans all across the globe. I think that is another opportunity and a plus point about LPL, and thanks for the organizing committee of LPL for having it for the second edition as well.
So Litera, what do you think? LPL has formed great stars such as Mahesh Deekshana, and Vanidu Hasanang also came. Also was talked by the people of Sri Lanka from the LPL. So what do you think? How will this affect for the future?
Yeah, LPL is really a good exposure to Lankan players, especially the domestic players, because they'll get they'll get the chance to play with the world class cricketers. So that will really boost the confidence, and will really help them in their cricketing careers.
And I think there will be many new players coming. I think new stars will be born. Not we have Vanidu Hasanang, we have many players. I think Darren Sammy also had tweeted, I think very recently, that Sri Lanka just needs one more fast bowler and another great batter. I think we can find that star hidden in LPL. Might be. So LPL is really the push that we need as Sri Lankans.
I will take this moment to thank Ravindu Perera and Litera Perera who joined with us to the chat. Let's meet you up in another day with another episode. Hope you like this video, share it and subscribe it. I'm Vindra Karnaratna for Kedisara Sports.